Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. I hope everyone is having a blessed day, blessed evening, wherever y'all be in the world. Because, you know, some places it's daytime, some places it's nighttime, and some places it's somewhere in between day and night. So, tonight's topic, or today's topic, again, depending on where you are in the world, is a recap of the past two episodes. This is episode 13 of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. And last night, we had two very special guests on the show for two completely, altogether, separate, different episodes. First guest we had on the horn was the Pilot. Pilot came on, one of my old school college roommate homeboys from back in the day. We had him on the show. Dude is a West Coast street racer. You know, true to the art and science of West Coast street racing and whatnot. Actually, both of them are. The other homie we had, who they both know each other, by the way, of course, obviously, 495. The other homie, legendary West Coast rap artist, Sendo from 495, a.k.a. Send the Soul Stealer, a.k.a. the brown skin demon of the rap group 495 and Level 4. Also, legendary roller, street racer, vintage car club, participant member, and what have you, from the West Coast, on a separate episode. So last night, man, we covered a lot of topics. We covered party life at the university, college, on campus, in the dormitories. I personally have been at 5 different universities because I moved around. You know, I've been in 25 states out of country. And, man, I like school. I think school's fun. And shit, man, so I like to attend different schools, check them out, see what's going on, and take some courses here and there. So, at some point, I'd been on the West Coast, obviously growing up out west before I traveled east here. And, man, I used to party on campuses, and so that's what we talked about last night, was how we had a DJ in essentially the kitchen. That was the commons area. And the DJ at the one particular college where I lived in the dorms, we had in the commons area this kitchen that opened up, and some of the roommates, they'd smoke the hookah with the shisha, and I'd smoke it with them, you know, smoke the shisha with the, you know, you use the shisha to get the smoke. And, but yeah, man. And then we had the DJ set up. Some of the other homies would smoke, you know, a Brazy, as we call it where I come from, the spliff, the blunt, the blizzant. And, man, we'd have parties, man, beginning at, sometimes in the afternoon, man, early, like, before school even let out on a weekend, on a Friday. And so we were talking about that. We were talking about high-speed chases with the ghetto bird, you know, police helicopter overhead. We talked about how we would go to different recording studios and whatnot. And we worked with a lot of different venues. In terms of, when I say venues, I'm talking about restaurant owners, and how we had several different restaurant nights going at once throughout the week. In other words, we would be at a different venue. Sometimes in the same night, we'd start at one venue, go to another venue, come back to the first or second or both. And we just we had a rounds, man, that we would do. We had a paper route, if you want to call it that, because that's really what it is, man, getting paper. And so we worked with club owners, restaurant owners, establishment owners, venue owners, and we promoted club nights. We'd have people working at the door. We'd have people working security. We'd always have the VIP section, you know, drinks on the house, because we're the ones helping to bring in the DJs and the rhyme artists, you know, the rappers, the bands. It wasn't all just about rap either. We used to do bluegrass, folk music, rock, metal, hair bands, country, man, Christian music. I mean, you name it, dude. Like, we did it. If there was a band that really wanted a fucking chance and they impressed it upon us, like, yo, man, let us get up on the stage, we put them up on the stage. Like, we get them up there, you know? We had people doing everything, man, that you could think of. Fucking spinning on the ones and twos, just a solo DJ. Sometimes we'd have multiple DJs. We'd have cats doing acapella, rhymes. We'd have dudes doing poetry. I'm talking about spoken word, bruh, like real shit. We had open mic nights where people could come and try different talent, maybe do some comedy. We brought artists from different countries too, you know, and that's real shit. We did a lot of outdoor festivals, and a lot of open air events. We did full on concerts, like big shit, medium sized shit, small shit. We did it all, and that's what we do. And so that's what we were talking about last night. We're also talking about growing up on the West Coast, how Sin had been in SoCal. I was up in NorCal, and he and I also Washington State. So California, Washington, Canada, up and down the coast, the West Coast. I lived in the Midwest, in Chicago. I've been out west. I've been to Chirac on the south side. I've been all over the Chi, all over the Midwest. And yeah, so that's what we was talking about last night, man. And we're talking about culture, how families, you know, moms come from one family, dad comes from another family, how those families is different than growing up. We also got an emphasis, man, on breakdancing and b-boying and b-boy culture, because we grew up doing b-boy stuff, you know, b-boying and breakdancing, like the movie Body Rock, and popping and locking, and electric break style, electro, rock. And that's our groove. That's how we get down. So, who wants to get up on the show? Man, the phone's been ringing and stuff. I gotta get a guest up on the show. I gotta talk to Scheme from Level 4, because my dude, he just got his I'm proud of him. He just got his cert in the electrical, in the world of electricians. He's a journeyman now, and journeyman. And so props to him, props to Scheme for getting certified in that realm of being on some G shit, for real, handling that as a man and getting that trade down pat. Also, I want to give out equally a special shout out to one of the founders of 495, a biological cousin from EVT and England, because we come from English heritage. And my cousin who I grew up with, biological cousin, lived in England, and you know, going back to the roots and whatnot, and got his degree abroad, and just recently got married, man, tied the knot, first time, you know, ever. So I want to give a shout out to the homie, one of the originators, one of the original 6 members, one of the founders, the first wave, who helped lay the foundation, 495, my biological cousin Rizzo and his wife. So, man, cheers. And but yay, man, who wants to? Oh, so listen. So here's the next topic of the night: buying liquor in the city on the East Coast versus the West Coast, and the protocol. How you might think it's the same, but it's not. So check game. If you're from the West Coast and you ain't ever been out here to the East Coast, and you're up in New York, this is not to be construed in any way, shape, or form as legal advice or any kind of business advice. But yo, I think pretty much everybody is familiar with 7-Eleven stores, right? And in South Korea, you know, there's different 7 stores and whatnot. You know, the 7-Eleven business model is worldwide. And some people don't know, but it is. It's 7-Eleven. And 7-Eleven, though, it ain't the same everywhere in the United States. Like, real talk. Look, man, we got advertisers that roll in ads. And I'm just saying, 7-Eleven, the store that's open 24/7, where on the West Coast, a lot of people I grew up with, man, like, if you ain't familiar with 7-E, in other words, 7-Eleven, something would be real funny. Because just like the movie, you know, Jay and Silent Bob movies, just like the Jay and Silent Bob movies, you know how they chill on the side, a little corner store, a little convenience store, whatnot? Growing up out west, that's how we do. Like, that's how we get down. I mean, That's the routine. That's the steez, man. We got our hustles and shit, man. And so fucking, we be out west, chilling, block side, curbside, fucking getting money, chilling outside of the fucking 7E, or who knows what, man. Any of them different little stores and shit that they got out west. That's the that's how we do it. And so, them jonts out fucking west, the 7E, this sounds trivial. I know you're probably like, okay, Grove, what you talking about? Where you going with the 7E shit? Look, it's pretty fucking universal, right? Everyone, come on, 7-Eleven, we all know 7-Eleven, right? Well, here's the catch that you might not fucking know. If you ain't been to the East Coast, though, right? Here's some intel. Here's some business intelligence information that pertains to 7-Eleven. That's right. I said urban intelligence information, dog, that pertains to that relates to 7-Eleven that you might not know about, okay? If you ain't been to the East Coast and you from the West Coast, I'm going to tell you how it gets down. You can't buy beer and alcohol at 7-Eleven, G, in motherfucking cities on the East Coast in a lot of different places. You didn't know that? I mean, I'm not giving you any kind of legal advice, and I'm not saying where or where not, but I'm telling you there are places on the East Coast where you walk up in a metro area and you in 7-Eleven because you thinking you gonna get some beer and shit, some spirits, right? Motherfucking just like you did out west because you like, oh shit, there goes 7E. I'm up in the motherfucking city. Let me walk up and shit, give me some fucking brew. You looking and all you see is like fucking Kool-Aid shit. You feel me? I'm talking about little bottles of some blue fucking hypnotic fucking sports drink bullshit. And you're like, this is lame. What the fuck? Where's the beer? And people are looking at you funny like, oh, you looking for beer, right, dude? You ain't from around here. Now, Canada is the same kind of way, except that you can't buy alcohol, at least when I was in Canada, unless the Mandela effect moves some shit around a little bit in this respect, and it's different now. When I was in Canada, man, I used to go to Canada regularly on a regular fucking basis, like every weekend sometimes. And you can't buy alcohol in the grocery store in Canada. You got to go to state, you got to go to the state LQ. In other words, the state liquor store. Now, out west, they say LQ. You probably like that. That would be LS, Rob, like Lima Sierra Liquor Store. Out west, man, we always call it the LQ, which is the liquor store. And, yeah, you got to go to the fucking, to the liquor store that is state government operated in Canada. You can't buy alcohol. And so in the grocery store. And if you try and you're looking around, they'll be like, you're from the States, right? Okay, you're looking for beer, right? Yeah, no, dude. Okay? Same way in some places out east, though. So you probably like, what you mean? And I just told you, dog. Like, if you ain't experienced that yet, but that's not even the crux of it, though. Now, there's another even twist on top of that, though. Okay? So, when you do find the LQ, it ain't necessarily going to be a state-controlled liquor store on the East Coast. You might find you a little beer and wine store, right? In the city. And you thinking, okay, shit, well, this ain't a grocery store. I could just walk up in here because, like Grove said, and by the way, if you ain't 21, if you're under 21, don't drink. It just ain't right, okay? You gotta wait, and it's against the law. And I'm not giving you any kind of legal advice. But if you go to Canada, it might be different. But I'm not telling you to do that. But I'm saying in the States, if you are of the age to drink responsibly, please. So that said, on the East Coast versus the West Coast, right? Here's what's a trip. You think, all right, so I'm just gonna go up in this beer and wine store. I'm gonna buy some drink. So this is what might happen if you're trying to find the drink. You walk up in and you see the shelves, and then you're like, oh, okay, shit, I see the little dude in the booth. So I guess he's behind some like bars and shit, some bulletproof fucking glass. You know, because it's the metro area, and I see, dude, I'm just going to walk up and, because I see the little bottle that they don't have on the shelf. You walk up to the fucking counter, which you didn't know because what you're seeing at an angle is obscured. Motherfuckers start laughing at you like, oh, what's up, nigga? This fool try to walk to the front of the line. Because when you walk through the door, what you didn't see is that them shelves, and you didn't think there was anyone in the store. You might have seen one person on your right-hand side, but on the left-hand side, there's a row, right? There's shelves, and on that other side, on the other side of them shelves, there's people standing in a line that's being quiet, and you didn't know there's like 10 fucking people in line to buy a drink from that dude that you see who's raised up above the store floor. He's up above the store in a little glass booth. And nigga, you was trying to walk to the front of the line and motherfuckers start giggling and chuckling and shit cause you was new to the shit, right? Now check game. That ain't even the crux of it. Now you know you gotta get in a motherfucking line and wait and shit, right? To get your drink, okay? That's in the coolers, it's off on the shelves, whatever you grab while you're waiting in the line. But they also lock the door. The door's locked, homie. This motherfucker on some fire hazard shit up in some metro area, some major metro shit. Because the thing is, in places like that, in the stores that I just referred to, in reference in the major cities, dude will have like 10 people who have already purchased goddamn liquor. He'll have them like you're waiting for a bus as a kid going to high school and shit. He'll have you lined up, nigga, like you back in high school or junior high if you ever caught a bus. You know, and the door's locked. Like, you like, motherfucker, I already purchased this shit. Why I gotta wait 7.5, 8, 9, 10 fucking goddamn minutes, motherfucker? He ain't got no security, right? Standing at the door. He ain't got nobody looking around in the liquor store to see if people are pocketing and shit. So what he does instead is he keeps everybody trapped up in the shit, right? And you're like, motherfucker, you don't know if I'm a tourist. You don't know if I live in the city. You don't know if I work in government. Like, how the fuck is you doing this? Yeah, the nigga got the door locked and shit. Because if he allows the door to be open, okay, when he's doing through the glass booth, the little turnstile thing where you put the drink up, it goes through a little glass box, he spins it around, then you put the money in it, it spins, you know, some long, convoluted, bullshit-ass process. This nigga don't want to spend the money to have, like, real security. So his idea of security, his solution, his so-called solution is to have you locked up in the shit after you already made your purchase, which don't even make any goddamn sense. And I'm not the law, so I can't give you any kind of legal advice. And that's how it is in the city, though. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't buy alcohol in some jurisdictions, in some places at 7-Eleven on the East Coast like you can out West. You probably didn't know that if you ain't been out here. Okay? And in the Midwest, they on some weird shit too, bro. That's some motherfucking West. Look, man, the Midwest, if you ain't been to the Midwest, if you ain't been to the Shy, shit, bro, I've been out West, though. Man, come on, though, bro. I lived in Chicago. In Chicago, that's like, even though Chicago's in the Midwest, Chicago fucking liquor stores are like they're like some out West, Wild West movie shit, though, okay? And that's on some different other level than even the East Coast shit. But yeah, it's weird like that, though. If you come out here, man, you'll see how they run it up in fucking New York, in different fucking cities up and down the East Coast. Hey, they got some weird shit where ain't no drink at 7-Eleven. Ain't no drink in grocery stores in different states, in some other states too, just like Canada, depending on where you are. I ain't gonna say where, but shit's weird though, you know, because I ain't gonna give any kind of legal advice, and none of this should be construed as legal advice. But like I said, if you's a nigga from the West Coast and you think you just gonna walk up into some East Coast motherfucking 7-Eleven and get you some drink and shit, they can just walk out. And nigga, it ain't always like that because the shit is non-existent. It's a different universe, dog. It's the Mandela effect. Shit's weird. Anyway, that's episode 13. You know what I'm saying? Urban intelligence information. You know what I'm saying? State to state, sector to sector. And I am your boy, 495, worldwide, overseas, One Sir Grove.